So welcome to another video. My name is Ross. I'm the Box Truck Vagabond, and this is about my journey of building my box truck into a tiny home, studio apartment, as one commenter said. And then once I had it built, it's going to be me on the road and what I'm doing as far as where I'm camping and places I'm visiting. So I there was like 40 days in between the last video and now. And so I went to two places. I went to Belmont Park. It's a BLM, Bureau of Land Management park in Alabama. It's it's west of Birmingham, but it's like almost in between Birmingham and Montgomery. It was really cold, and it was rainy, and a lot of things went on while I was there. I learned a lot. My ceiling leaked because it rained so much. I ran out of solar power because I was there for like 4 days and didn't have any solar power. But there was a guy, a young guy there. He's 21 years old, and his name's John. And I started talking to him. He had a van. And he said that they call him Johnny Solar because he's put in so many solar systems. And I told him I had this DC to DC charger, and I didn't know how to hook it up exactly. And there was one wire that I didn't know where it went. And he's like, well, let's go. And so he helped me hook it up. He did. He was the brains and I was the brawn. So I ran all the cables, and he showed me where everything was hooked up. And that was a lifesaver. I would have had to have left and found some sun, but because of that, I was able to charge my batteries back up just by running my truck. So having an alternate way to charge your batteries is very important. I didn't think it would be because I had two 200 amp hour batteries, but when you're in a situation like that where there's no plug-in, so I couldn't have plugged in anyway because I don't have that type of hookup for charging. And when you just rely on solar and there isn't any sun, it's really good to have an alternate. So later on, I am going to install an RV plug so that if I go to an RV park, I can plug in and charge my batteries. But anyway, so I went to these two places. I went to Belmont Park in Alabama, and I went to Horseshoe Beach in Florida. And reason it took me so long to do these videos, and the reason I'm doing them together, is because the memory is fading fast because it was so long ago. It was like 2 weeks ago for me, and a lot happened. I mean, I had my bank account was compromised. I had to change that. I had to go find my bank. I only bank with a bank in Florida, so I had to go and figure that all out. Then I had to redo all my accounts, that direct deposits and all that, auto pays, and it's just a really big hassle. And then I was thinking about, is this really what I want to do? I felt very unproductive after I installed the DC to DC charger, but I just felt like when I went to Horseshoe Beach, it was like I didn't have any internet, so that was a big detriment for me because I needed to do the video, I needed to get it uploaded, and I couldn't do that or the Belmont Park one. So I felt kind of lost. I went and got a Verizon hotspot because they said Verizon worked. I have T-Mobile, and it's worked pretty well in most places, but it didn't there. And couldn't get it to activate. So took it back and even went to Verizon, and Verizon wouldn't do it for me. So gave up on that, and just decided I would, spend the next 3 or 4 days there and head back and just make some decisions. Is this what I want to do? I'd really like to have a place of my own where I can get another box truck or a van or whatever and build another one. That I'm finding out is, for me, was the fun part. It was, as you watch my videos, you can tell I had to do everything twice just about, but it was fun. I was busy, and that was my first part of. In September, I retired, and that was the first part of my retirement, and I was staying active, and it was a lot of fun. So going out and sitting in the middle of the desert and doing nothing isn't what I want to do. So, I mean, I will. It's sounds, watch sunsets and things like that, but I don't think I could go and, a lot of people can go and set up and they're there for 2 weeks. And I don't know if it's because I don't have a dog, I don't have a girlfriend, I don't, whatever, I don't have somebody with me. And so I tend to get bored real quick, and especially if I don't have the internet access, because I do a lot of research. I'm kind of a nerdy guy with like space and science and stuff like that. So I really like just doing all that, but you can't, if you don't have internet. And I read books. I have assortment of books here, but it's just so what I decided to do, it was really funny because as I was making these decisions or thinking about them, my old boss called me and asked me if I wanted to work part-time. And I thought, you know what, that's probably what I need to do. And so I went back to Naples, Florida, which is pretty far south, and parked in their parking lot. And that was where I stayed. So I just, walked across the parking lot to work. But I only worked part-time. I worked in the afternoons, and there was a reason I retired. So that wasn't it either. So here I am babbling on about my life for the last 30 some days. And I'm sure you guys just want to see the videos, but to show you how kind of bored I was, I did a lot of cooking, and I'm not a cook. So I'll have some videos, but a lot of this video is going to be photos. So like I took pictures of, ingredients and took pictures of it cooking. And so don't get too bored with it. I'll do more as now that I'm like confident that I'm going to be doing this, and I'm going to try to do videos, like I said, once a week. And as long as I have internet, then that's what I'm going to do. So one thing I did do was I installed a battery monitor by Renogy, and it's uses a shunt. And before I was relying on the ones that came with my solar charge controllers, and what they do is they go off. Well, first they go by through the solar charge controller into my system, but they go by the volts, and I believe that's how they do it. And so I could have like 13.2 volts and it would say I was at 100%, but I hooked this Renogy one up to a shunt that goes straight to the batteries, and at 13.2 volts on my batteries, I was actually at 75%. So that, and it shows you the actual amp hours that I have. I have 400, and so I put that in the system, and I have a video where I show it charging and discharging and kind of explain it. But so this is going to be kind of a hodgepodge video, and I hope you like it. I hope you get something out of it. Beautiful scenery. I got some sunset photos. Cooked again. So I'm when I say, this sounds terrible that you can go out and be like that and be bored, but I really was. So I have to figure something out, and whether it's another hot spot so I can keep busy, or whatever. But so just sit back and watch this, and hopefully it makes sense. Just remember that the drab place is Alabama and the pretty place is Florida. So, and if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification. And I'll tell you, I so appreciate all the comments. It was really nice when a few of you said, hey, you know, are you doing okay? Or, you know, are you safe? Haven't heard from you. Man, you have no idea how that makes you feel when people you don't even know reach out to you like that. So I really like the comments. There were some questions, and I like answering the questions. I probably, you know, I ad lib everything. I think about it, but then I ad lib it. And as you can tell, this one's running on for 13 minutes, but the gift of gab. So I ad lib it, so I probably miss a lot when I'm talking about, you know, stuff I'm doing inside the truck. And one thing I did do, so let me recap this. After I did the little stint at work, I came back to Georgia, where I finished building my van, my truck, and had a few things that I wanted to do. I have my window air conditioner, and as you've seen in other videos, and when it rains, it's not covered, and so water comes in through the top and the sides where the vents are, and then somehow it finds a hole and comes into my cab, and it drips. Well, this time it dripped down my back. it was pretty cold, but so I thought, you know, I got to fix that. So I put some the stuff I did my bathroom wall out of, I had some extra, so I covered that on the top, and I'm going to put like tomorrow I'm gonna fix a tarp, and I'm gonna cut it and I have the little eyelet things, and I'm gonna put those on it, and I'm gonna try to either Velcro it or you know, rubber band it around so that it covers all those vents while while it's raining or while I'm driving. It's not such a big deal if it's a light rain. It's those torrential Florida rains where, you know, it's blowing sideways and it's coming in every vent. So so I put that on top. I glued that down. There were some other things. Everything moves when, you know, if you hit the brakes, all of a sudden your cab's full of whatever was in the back. So I used little blocks of wood and nailed everything down. I nailed my computer down, and hopefully that makes a big difference. My water jugs, they tend to slide around, so I made like a little trough for them to set in, and pretty happy with it. So it's getting better. My next adventure after this is hopefully tomorrow or the next day. I'm going to head out for Indiana, and I'm going to see my family there. And my sister has a beautiful 25 acres in the woods, so hopefully I can park there, and it'll be, you know, be like I'm camping out there, and I can share that with you. So anyway, that's where I'm at, and I'll go ahead and shut up so you can watch the rest of the video. Have a good one. Bye. Okay, well, time for my first meal of the day here. I'm at Belmont Park, and real rough road getting in, but pretty cool once you get here. I like the background here. Bugs. It's pretty nice. The people up the road said that the river was up, so hope it didn't go too far up, but I'm pretty far away. It's pretty cool. A little chicken salad from Sam's Club. cottage cheese so I can get my protein. And my non-alcoholic beer. Boy, it doesn't get any better than this. I haven't had any bug problems until I opened the food. So there's that. Bon appetit. Okay, well, I arrived at Horseshoe Beach, Florida, and I'll give you a brief overview of what I got here. It's actually really a nice place so far. Like I said, I just got here, but can't beat the spot I got. So yeah, I need a haircut. That's what happens when you're out in the wilderness. So I'll just let the camera do the talking. How about that? Okay, so there you go. How cool is that? This is why we do it. Talk to you later. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's draining. As you can see, the arrows are pointing down. I'm at 76%, 302 amp hours, because it's set for 400, and that's what I have. So you can see I have a negative 3.5, 3.4 amps, and we're using 45 watts. Cool thing about this, cool thing about this monitor is that this right here is the amount of time in hours that I could run this right here. So I have my computer going, my stove's going, and I have one set of lights on, so not a whole lot, but as you can see, it jumps up and down. Okay, with the sun out, now you can see that the arrows are going back up. That means it's charging. The screen is flashing. That also means it's charging. So down here you can see that it's plus 4 point something amps. It's going up, and 58 watts. So that's what we're getting right now from the sun. 13.2 volts is what we have available. So this 75%, when I look at this monitor through, it's going through the shunt battery connection to this device, then I see that it's 297 amp hours and 75%. When I look at the one that's hooked through my solar charge controller, it's showing the whole system's getting 13.3 volts from the solar, or actually that's what I have available, I'm sorry. So as we scroll through, we're getting 32 volts from solar, 6 amps, but here it shows the battery's at 100%. So this is reading through my solar charge controller and then into my system, whereas this one that's directly connected to my batteries is showing 75%. So I would be more likely to go with this, and percentage really isn't a good way to go through it. What a good way is the amount of volts that you have in amps amp hours that you have. So actually it's in 75% used to scare me on the other one because it seemed like it would drop so fast. But as you can see, 75%, I still have almost 300 amp hours and 13.2 volts. So I'm doing pretty good. So just wanted to show you how that screen works. Hope that helps.